Hi everybody, I'm Simon Sporter, and this afternoon I've got Joanne Downing with me from the LTA. Welcome, Joanne.
Thank you, Simon. Nice to be here. Thanks for having
Great.
me.
Thanks for joining. Now, Prime Video have got an initiative to help girls in tennis, and you're here to tell us all about it. But before
Yeah.
we actually get down to the nitty-gritty, how come you work for the LTA? What do you do at the LTA, and
Okay.
how did you get there?
Um, so I've worked for the LTA worked for the LTA twice now, but this time around I'm in the programs team. So we look after all the programs that we have to try and encourage participation in tennis. So that's LTA Youth, and then all of the adult programs that we have: cardio tennis, walking tennis, tennis express, etc. So our team look after all of those programs.
Okay, great. Now let's get down to the initiative.
hmm
What have you been doing with Prime Video?
Well, we can thank Emma Raducanu for making this program possible. You will all remember that back in 2021, she won the US Open, and that final, which was being broadcast by Prime Video, they sold it to Channel 4. They sold the broadcast rights to Channel 4. And when they did that, they made some bit of money off of that. And then Prime Video came to the LTA and said, we would like to invest that money, or some of that money, into a girl-only grassroots tennis program. So we've been working with Prime Video for this kind of 2-year partnership. And the purpose of it is to encourage thousands more girls to pick up a racket and try tennis for the first time. So yes, it's a partnership with Prime Video. We want to inspire lots more girls to pick up a racket and try tennis.
Okay, and just a very basic question, why girls only? Why not boys as well? Or why not boys and girls together?
It's a very good, very good question, and I think that I will just say that this program is focused on girls, and I'll come on to that in a second with some of the reasons why. But for some girls, a mixed session might be fine, and that's okay. So for some girls, that might be appropriate. And the most important thing probably is girls get a choice whether they want to play in a girl-only group or a mixed group. But the reason that we were so keen to pilot this with Prime Video is because all the research that we got our hands on, whether that's from Sport England or Women in Sport, there's a wealth of research out there that basically says girls who are new to sport tend to prefer to do it with other girls, especially as they're getting older. So once they've left primary school and they're in secondary school, they do prefer to be with other girls. But the reason we need more girls is because girls drop out at a much faster rate than boys. There are way less girls in taking part in competition. And what that means longer term is there are less female coaches, which means there are less female role models in our tennis venues. And then that perpetuates the problem. More girls dropping out, less girls involved in competition, and round we go in this kind of vicious circle.
Sure.
So at the very young ages, tennis is quite balanced. But as girls move through primary school, and certainly as they enter puberty, they are dropping out. So we want to attract more and more girls in, and then when we get them into tennis, we need to give them some really positive experiences, help them to develop some skills so they can actually play the game, and then with the right environment and with the right skills, they're enjoying it, they build confidence, and that's what keeps them in tennis.
Okay. And what ages is this for? Is it from what age and until what age?
So it's any age. We've left it up to the coaches to decide which age they want to target. So some coaches are going for older girls because they haven't got many older girls in their program. So they see an opportunity there to sort of go for secondary school age girls, 12, 13, 14. Other coaches have targeted primary school girls, younger girls, but the program's open to any age, sort of 4 to 16.
Okay. And is it group play? Are the rackets and
Yes.
balls provided? What do parents who want to get involved, which we'll come to in a minute, what should they expect?
Yeah, great question. So, what we've been able to do with the help of Prime Video is to give every girl that signs up, they get a racket, some balls, and a t-shirt, and they get 6 weeks of coaching for £35, which we understand that isn't affordable for everyone, but we do think it's a good value offer to get that 6 weeks of coaching, and the equipment is good value for money. The coaches get to keep that whole £35. So the coaches keep all the money because Prime Video have paid for the rackets and
Yes.
the t-shirts.
Okay.
Um,
So the coach is good. So you're reliant, I presume, on having a good coverage across the country of coaches, stroke clubs and venues who are signing up for the whole initiative, if you like.
yeah, exactly. So this year we had 250 coaches that came on board and did the training, but we really want to try and scale that up in 2024. So we want a lot more venues and a lot more coaches to get involved in the program and give it a go.
Yes.
We definitely want coverage across the whole country. Yeah. So we're looking for
Okay.
lots of new venues and lots of new coaches for next year.
And I'm just thinking in terms of it's good for the club and the venue because they're bringing potential new members or
Exactly.
new people coming to play tennis. It's good for the coaches because they're broadening their coaching structure and the people they're appealing to. And it's good for the girls because they're playing tennis, and for the parents because they're seeing their children being more active. Is that kind of
Exactly.
it? Is that kind of the overall model?
There's one additional bonus for coaches in that because we have this incredible support from Prime Video, we are actually able to give coaches some rewards as well.
Right.
So so the coaches, when they sign up to the program, we're kind of setting them a challenge, and we're saying to each coach, can you try and find 20 new girls that have never played before? And
Yes.
if the coaches find those 20 new girls and get them to sign up to the program and they do the 6 weeks, the coaches also get a bonus reward for doing that as well.
Right.
These are financial rewards.
Yes.
So, and there are other, I won't go into all the detail now, but there are other awards throughout the program based on the coaches doing certain things. So sort of challenges we're setting them, get the 20 new girls, then retain the 20 new girls, get the girls into a competition. It's all related to bonuses.
Okay, and I assume the clubs or the venues and the coaches would, for example, go into the primary schools, go into the secondary schools, reach out into their communities to find these girls who may not know about this opportunity.
Yeah, exactly. Some of the coaches that have done, so there's some coaches this year that have done just an incredible job. You know, they've got 40, 50, 60 new girls to come and try
Amazing.
tennis at their venues. And they've sort of tried all sorts of things. They are going into schools, but they found that not paid advertising on Facebook, but just being able to post within community groups on Facebook for free has been really successful. And then the power of WhatsApp as well. So getting parents of existing players to
Yes.
post in WhatsApp groups has brought in new players as well. So no
Okay.
no big fancy marketing campaign, just sort
Sure.
of good old sort of word of mouth and local promotion.
And how do, at this point, which I can obviously tell me, but I can put it down for people who miss it, how do the parents sign up on behalf of their children? And how do coaches and clubs who aren't yet on board, how do they work with you?
Yes, so we are currently recruiting new venues and coaches for 2024. So there is a page on the LTA website that it's the coach that needs to apply. It's a very simple application form. It will take 2 minutes. It's really just expressing an interest in the
Okay.
program. So they go to the LTA website and click there.
You can send me the exact link
Can I,
later.
yeah, I was going to say, can I
Yes,
send you the
exactly.
link? Perfect. Okay, I can't remember off the top of
Perfect.
my head.
That's
But
good.
and the same for parents as well. They can search on LTA Play. They can search there for a course, or obviously the coaches, once they've uploaded the courses, the
Yes.
coaches can obviously promote it locally as well.
Okay. And just my final question. So girls are going to do this. It's a bit more than a taster because it's a proper course of group lessons, which is great. After it finishes, how do we keep them engaged within the club, the venue, or in the programs, and then mixing within, because some of them could be 14 or 15, getting them to integrate within the whole club structure potentially. What are there any ideas for that? Is that sort of something which you leave to the clubs?
I'm just going to go back to the first point about the 6 weeks. So, just to say that coaches have total flexibility around how they want to run this. So, a
Right.
lot of coaches have been running it as a 6 week course in term time, but some coaches have been running it over holiday camp as well. So
Right.
there is flexibility around how
Okay.
you can
Amazing.
deliver it. Yeah, then in terms of keeping the girls engaged, we kind of had a bit of a mixture, really. One of the examples I really like is that some coaches have kind of turned the sessions into a regular night, like girls' night.
Yes.
So after the structured courses have finished, they've just kept that slot on the same day and the same time. And that's kind of become like a girls' club night.
Yes.
And that's worked quite well, especially for the teenage girls to have their own time carved out each week where they can play with the friends that they've made. Um, Other coaches have started to feed the girls into mixed groups. So we'll see how that goes in terms
Yes.
of retention and keeping those girls in. It's probably a little bit early to say. But yeah, ultimately, while Prime Video have given us this opportunity to attract all these new girls, what we want is for the girls to stay in
Yes.
tennis.
Exactly.
So I guess it's kind of down on a club by club, coach by coach basis to work out how they're going to make that
Yes.
happen. But the girls only club night is a really nice idea.
Great. And thank you very much for all the information.
You're
I
welcome.
look forward to you coming back soon to tell us about some new initiatives or another part of this initiative. But thank you very much for now for joining us.
Thanks for
Goodbye.
having me, Simon. Thanks.